how cool. Our guys certainly earned this. They deserve it. They fought hard. They did everything they could do all year. There's, only games we could play are the ones on our schedule, and I thought our guys did a great job, earned their right into another game, into a championship game, and then did what they had to do in there. So really honored, proud, blessed, thankful for all of the people, that are part of this organization, from every single person that, touches any part of this, team. That's a big deal. So just grateful, thankful, and excited to get to work.
What was last night like as it went into overtime with that SEC title game?
Oh man, it was the last week, the amount of emotions, that I think we've all been through over these past 7 days has been extreme. And, the night before was a late one. Last night was certainly a late one. And, I guess we'll be able to get on this film and figure it out. But we're all watching. We're all huge fans of Duke, and, what a win for them.
I know everything's kind of crazy all right now, but have you even just had a second to be able to step back and realize what you're able to do in the program?
Yeah, seriously, 0 seconds. It's been all just about, I think now that we know that we're in here, I think that you could, begin to take a second, especially over today while we're, getting on this film for Monday and Tuesday. You'll have a moment to reflect, but I think the true reflection happens when the season's over. We're still in the middle of this mission and excited to have that opportunity.
What was it like watching those guys celebrate it today when it does flash up on the screen?
It was awesome. I mean, I just think that there's a lot of work, that went into it. The amount of, watching them celebrate, in my mind, on Friday night on that stage was very special. And then to have that opportunity to all be together again, and then, watch your name pop up on that screen, because you really don't know. You think you know, but you don't officially 100% know until it happens. And I just think you could feel the emotion in that room. It was special.
But you think the preparation stage kind of looks like you're going across the country, and then you have about 2 weeks until the game. What does that kind of look like?
Yeah, so today they're going to be, the guys will be off today and tomorrow, and then and Tuesday, so we could get game planning, figuring out what this looks like. They'll have some positional meetings on Tuesday probably, and then Wednesday we lift, get out on the field, move around, and have unit meetings in there, and then Thursday, Friday practice, and then we'll figure out if we need Saturday or not. But then we get to Sunday and it's game week.
I think the playoff berth means one thing, and then there's a sum of money involved that kind of means another thing. For the future of this program, as someone who worked on building the roster the past 2 years, what do you think that does for a school like this?
Yeah, it does a lot. I mean, it does a lot. I think that's really the part that, as you try to continue to grow this program, there's certain things that you need, and a lot of it comes down to it. There's a financial element, and there's only so much you can actually do. So to be able to be in this position where, you can enhance these budgets to continually enhance this program. And that's what I said on day one when I got here. We're not, knocking anything down and building it from scratch. We have to advance it, accelerate it, and that's exactly what we've done, and that absolutely will help.
If you put yourself back in your shoes on day one when you walked in here, how crazy of a dream or realistic of a moment was this, kind of as a possibility?
Well, we certainly talked about it, and I think that you talk about a lot of things, but once you say those words and they come out of your mouth, now the work begins, and that's really what I was really, proud of our guys. We sat there all last year, or whenever it was when we were down there, first picked to be first, picked to win the conference. Those expectations from the outside were nice, but we said that's, our expectations for this program are significantly higher than the outside world's expectations for us. And our expectations were to be here where we're standing today in this 12-team playoff, and that's where we're at.
I know it's a little early, and I know you said you haven't really had a second to stop and think about everything that's been going on, but what is kind of the mindset getting ready to play a team that is established themselves in a very good conference?
Yeah, well, the mindset is that we could beat anybody, and that's where we truly feel that we have. I told you from the beginning, we have the fibers of a championship caliber team, and we certainly do have that. And I know that our guys, it's one-on-one matchups all over that field, and I believe in our guys, and I believe we could accomplish anything. So it has to be our best. Like we talk about all the time, your best is good enough, but it's got to be your best. And I think our guys understand that, and they will prepare accordingly.
When you see the guys on your team, and I know they're standing off to the side now, but noticed it after the game, Trent and JT are the ones that dumped the Gatorade on you, and then you had a moment with them. When you think about guys like that who have been around this program to now say they're going to the college football playoff, what's the pride like as a coach for that moment?
Well, I think they're the real ones, right? They're the ones that have been here from day one. Those are the ones that chose to come here and believed in this program, and then they were part of that advancing and accelerating of this program. And for to share that moment with them on the field was certainly special, and they've invested a lot in this program, and they were really the reason, not me, not any other coaches here. They are the reason why this stuck together, and they are the reason why we're here today.
What are some of the defining traits do you think of this team to be picked as the 12th seed, especially over the ACC champion?
Well, I think that to me, when you go through it, there's one little blemish on this record, and that is it. And against a high-powered, fully powered, Louisville team at that moment, we've won a lot of games, a lot of different ways. Some were pretty, some were blowouts, some were, not. And I think that is the mark of a good team. You find a way to win. You find a way to win close games when you have to. You find a way to open it up and blow it out when you have to. And those are all things that I think are the marks of a good team. And then the constant ability to get better and improve. And I talk about it every week with you guys. It's not only from game one to game whatever we're in right now, but it's from, day to day, and then even in a game from play to play, half to half. I think those are the things that, I think separate us from a lot of people.
And mentioning that of getting better day by day, how much better do you think this team is now versus that game that is the one blemish on their record?
Yeah, I think we're significantly better. We know who we are. We know our depth. We know, what people are capable of and what they're good at and what they can deliver in high pressure situations. And that's ultimately the name of the game when it matters the most. Who's going to make those plays? Who can we rely on? And we've seen a lot of different names get called at a lot of different moments in this game. And there's certainly enough weapons in here for us to contend with anybody.
You talk about pressure in big moments. I imagine this is probably the most watched game or most attended game that your staff will coach in, and the same will go for the players. What is kind of your message about just the amount of eyeballs? Nothing at all, or you had?
Yeah, no, I think that it's the same thing. It's not. This is special for the community for us to be here, but our preparation going into it, it's not special. It's important, and that's exactly how we have to treat it, like we did the championship game. We got to understand it's important. It will be special at the end of the game if we do it the right way, and then it's just the next one's just as important. And then if you win that, it could be special, but it's not this idea of, man, we're here, change everything we do. This lights are going to be bright. There'll be things we got to work on as far as communication and snap counts and just understanding the volume and the decibel level that will occur within that stadium. So those are all things that we'll prepare for as we go through these next 2 weeks. But ultimately, we got to make sure it's all just as important as it's been along the way.
Specifically, what are some of the things that have come up last week that you guys think you need to do better if you're going to have a good chance at that?
Well, we need to, be able to execute the pass game a little bit better. I think that was one of the things that we were certainly lacking in as the day went on, and for whatever reason, we just couldn't connect. And those are things that we'll continually get better at.